Alright guys, I'm going to do a Team Deathwish presentation. It's been a while, and I think with all the new trials, I want to make sure we're all on the same page getting prepped for ICC. Alright, so this is the Team Deathwish. It is a hardcore raid team. These are the goals that we're going for. Pushing achievements, including start first races and speedrunning, long-term sustainability, maintaining competitive team. We're moving through each tier and maintaining a high level of play, a non-toxic environment, and respecting each other's time and effort. These are the objectives pre-ICC, which is where I'm making the video. If you're joining an ICC, don't worry about it. So finish clearing out the players, learning the fights through Privateer and PTR, maintaining a healthy roster, continue building up the team and the players, and continue our environment, focusing on ICC and whatever lies beyond. These are the pre-patch objectives. That doesn't matter. I don't know why it's still in there. Raid team. So Splatoons, this is the expectation. This isn't going to change even moving into ICC and beyond. You have 3 Splatoons within 2 to 3 months being on the team. Have a Splatoon within the first month and a half. You need to maintain your Splatoon, whether by running dungeons, 10-mans, keeping it at a level of play where you can be called upon to use it in a week. You're not trolling the raid. That means enchants gear, knowing how to play it, and being relevant. So goals to help mains get geared, in turns of splits will gear out your main. To maintain accurate standard of play on your split. There's no free rides. You buy into it, you bring a split, other players bring a split. You in turn feed each other gear. That's how it's going to work. So for trial, which is probably the reason why you're watching this, there's a 2-week trial period minimum. If your trial doesn't work out for you in your class role, it doesn't mean you're not welcome to stay in the guild or play on another team. You can even try with a different character if you have multiple characters. Assume that anytime you're playing the game with a raid, you're being scrutinized. We do have a peer review system. All the raid members that have been here on the team for at least a month have input. If you're in that weird period between 2 weeks and a month, you still don't have access to a peer review system. And then on the month mark, we'll go ahead and let you into that. It's not meant to be intimidating or cause issues. We want to make sure players fit into the environment and other people want to play with them. I feel like you should have a say in who you play with, because you spend so much time with them every week. So during your trial period, you need to have engineering and other relevant professions, Zanza, speedrunning tools, anything you need to maintain that and have that. So just so we're on the same page with expectations for a hardcore player, you need to have situational awareness, understand the raid mechanics, what's going on around your character, and how your class interacts with these mechanics. You need to have correct positioning, pay attention to the raid lead and calls, especially during explanations. You know, the difference between a hardcore raid and some hardcore raid is the level of focus that you put in and the expectation you have of people around you. So I expect this from you. I expect me to make a call and it to be followed. I expect us to say, hey, this is happening in this fight, and you just at least listen and attempt to do what we're saying. Right? Raid leads are here to guide. We're not going to play the game for you. We're not going to play the class for you. We're willing to help with log reviews, tips, kind of helping each other, but we're not. I don't want to handhold that at a high level. As the raid tier goes on, we should be getting faster. The expectations should be higher. Mechanics that you died to maybe week 1 or week 2, you can't be dying to week 6. So a good example is causing Splash and Algalon. Yeah, that's a good example. So I should be decreasing my handholding. I should just be focusing on speed and making callouts, adapting to what's going on around us, not base level mechanics. So we're big on not making excuses here. We all make mistakes. We identify the mistake, and then we just accept that it happened and move on. Not a personal attack. We're not here to insult your family, and you didn't kill anybody. We're just saying, hey, this is what you did wrong. Please fix it. Move on. We're not a toxic environment. We just focus on having a clean atmosphere where we're all focused on improving. Take every raid seriously, consuming, maximum effort, everything that you want other people to do, you should be doing the same. So especially when it comes to speedrunning, every run is serious. We put a lot of effort into it, and we do a lot of prep work. We only play a limited amount of hours per week. We want to make sure that we are playing the best we can during that time. Playing your cast well and parsing is important, but it is a team effort. Just because you're parsing doesn't mean you sacrifice your assignment. It doesn't mean you screw other people over. The best way to parse is to keep everybody alive, keep everybody performing at a high level, and the 99s will come, the 100s will come, And we can do little tweaks here and there to parse. But again, the important thing is for us is speedrunning and performing well on our roles. These are more expectations, you know, enchants, optimize gears, baseline. Don't skimp out on minor upgrades. If it's a minor upgrade, it's still an upgrade. You match the effort being put forth by other. Attendance, no call, no shows is loot prio, and then second time we're done. 100% mandatory attendance on release day. If you miss a release opening without a heads up, you know, if you let us know ahead of time that, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it, we can plan around that. But if you just don't show up on release day, we're at it. Regular raid day, it's 15 minutes prior, normal stuff. Let us know if you're gonna be late. We have a channel posting raid absences that you're gonna be late. And that's the same place you post if you're gonna be absent. So during raid, no random AFKs. We have a break time between main raid and split raid. We move fast enough that you don't need it. We have designated break times if it's just that long of raid or something happens. But we do speed run, so most of the time we're just in and out, and then we take a break in between. So expect about an hour and a half, 2 hours of just going. If it's an emergency or something, just say it. We're human beings. But the goal is to just keep us moving forward and not waste anybody else's time or respect the time that we have. Have fun, stay on task. During boss fights, we don't need the random callouts. We don't need the random raid leads. We have certain players assigned to certain callouts. Just the way it is. Always consuming, that shouldn't even be a question. It's your responsibility to watch threat, minimize your death on trash. It's one of the main reasons why we slow down in speedrun. You keep your CDs in mind when you approach bosses. You should be planning out your CDs throughout the raid based on our timing. Properly plan your CDs around lust, and don't be dumb when using it. Nice. It's a competitive environment, no breaks or plan, excessive distractions, stuff like that. Just treat it like a regular sport, and please don't be high drunk for any of the opening tiers, and try to be reasonable during raids. You know, if you smoke or you drink, whatever, that's cool. Just don't let it impede it, and then wipe the raid and then say, oh, my bad, man, I'm drunk. Or my bad, I'm high. You're wasting 24 people's time because you wanted to slack off. It's fine if you want to do that. Just don't do it here. We do run a loot council. I'll show you the spreadsheet after this. You submitted any upgrades in the BIS list channel, and we'll assign the items. You know, there's certain classes that get prioed in gear. That's fine. Our Peppersaw is competing, not so much, you know, keeping everybody happy. That's the kind of one other difference. And we have a pretty fair system, and you'll see it here in a second. We have a raid-wide meeting. All the decisions are public. All loot discussions are public. We don't do anything behind closed doors. Legendaries are voted on. So we already voted on Valinir, obviously. But the voters are anonymous. I have other officers that'll audit it, and they'll take the results and everything, so I'm not even involved. The goal is for every healer to get Valinir, which we did. And for Shadowmoor, it's an end of expansion reward. So that's whoever the team votes on, and it'll be the person that's proud. They can put it on whatever team they want. Guild goals, you know, we're pretty direct with each other. Don't really bullshit each other. I'm not gonna say it's a PC guild, but we don't tolerate racism. We don't tolerate gamer words either. Maintain a core of players, stay through ICC, heading into Kata. We're not looking for shooting stars. I'm looking for players that are here for 1 week, 2 weeks, you know, 2 or 3 months. Then they find a reason to quit. You know, I'm looking for players that want to stay, want to build a team, work towards a goal. And for the most part, we've had that the entire expansion. We have a great group of guys here. Be open to criticism. No one here is that good, despite what we think. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes. I own up to them, just like I expect you all to own up to them. We're just looking for players that want to work towards having a better team. These are the officers. Waco's the healing officer. Scorch is DPS and log reviews. Strawhead's spreadsheet and organization. Pet's a DPS officer. He helps with raid prep and log reviews. And Grizzly does recruitment and ICC prep. I would honestly reach out to any one of those officers for any of the questions that you have relating to those areas. All right, let's talk about the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is, this guild spreadsheet can be found in raid resources. I'll show you that here in a second. It's our roster with all our players, with all their classes. I think we're currently sitting at 45. This is where we post rosters every week. These are all the split rosters will be posted. We kind of have everything organized here, and this will be posted in Discord. This is our loot sheet. Whenever you pass your trial, it'll be put on the sheet. Pretty straightforward. If you're in bold, you're a main. If you're in italics, you're a split. If you're italicized, you're a split. You know, and then you have it broken down by class. And this is just our loot. Say Band of Callous Aggression drops. Whatever split you're in, you look at it. It's Mercy, Yoko, Lori. And if you look at rosters, Mercy, Yoko, and Lori are split, right? So each one of them would get prio depending on whatever one it drops in, right? So say it drops in Yoko's split, he's obviously getting it first, even though he's second on the list. And we try to keep splits separate so we maximize the amount of loot that we get. Alright, that's pretty much it for loot. For split rosters, let me show you the Discord. This is the team Deathwish section right here. This is the announcements. This is where we post rosters every week. We post updates, videos, anything else that we need. This is the channel you should have unmuted because I only ping it or I only put things up every week whenever it's relevant. Okay, these are the rosters you can see. This is a raid resources channel. This is where you find all the weak auras, all the information we have. It's all here, including the PowerPoint, including the spreadsheet, and it's pinned. This is our main chat channel, the strat channel. If you need a guild bank request, you know, anything you need, enchants, gems, gold, professions, it gets put in here and it gets mailed out to you. If you're going to be absent, you post that here in raid absence. Post your BIS list here, and then this is the evaluation channel you guys don't want to see. Squad review spam, this is where we put log reviews, anything else. This is our log channel, but CLA is RPBs. If you have any questions, let me know, and thanks for watching the video.